I'm Tam, the TamBoTC channel. I wanted to quickly talk about the Fallout show. So, I do want to say, I feel like people jump on the conclusion quickly on how a show should be or not, whether bad or not. And I feel like, sadly, that's kind of happened with the Fallout show, where it's kind of jumped to this conclusion. It's not, trust me, it's not nearly as bad as others, but I did want to specifically talk about the Voltec thing because that seems to be getting everybody riled up. And I guess they're not only saying that like Voltec caused the nuclear explosion. I'm playing a game that isn't Fallout, by the way. Reason being, Fallout's not working for me right now. Fallout 4, that is specifically. And that's the only one I can record. But, man, this music is freaking loud. But, basically, I have some, oh, no, my mic's gone off here, too. Whatever. My problems as I'm doing this video is just, I had to write this down for this. But I guess they're saying Voltec's still around after war. I'm not 100% on that though. And then I wrote down a bunch of stuff about Voltec. There's I'm getting into the wall. But one of the things I was writing down is I feel like the only reason they wrote the Voltec as the villains is the ones that dropped the bombs. And there's a video I use as a reference. I'm not going to say whom. I felt the only reason in the show they revealed that Voltec was responsible was to play into the themes of corporate greed is bad. There's another typical theming they use. Again, they've used evil corporate, which is ironic to Amazon, in so many things. I don't know what's wrong with the war never changes. I know it's been used in the games, but why couldn't they use it in the show? You'd think Hollywood or Amazon would want to eat up that theming, but no. I guess not. But the only reason they wrote it that way is to fit into their theming. So the only reason in the show they revealed that Voltec was responsible was to play into the themes of corporate greed equals evil bad. They only wrote it that way to connect with their generic theme of the show, therefore not giving much thought to anything else. Also, not the theme you should be focused on. What's wrong with the war never changes themes? You think Hollywood would eat something like that up, but no, we gotta go more generic. That is why Voltec are written this way, and apparently, so I don't know for 100% about this, but apparently Todd Howard himself said this is canon. So if he did, or somebody else, and once again, you gotta realize, not always is the creator of said thing always in the right, or always right about the thing they made. Right? It lags me out of that area so quickly, by the way. That's dumb. Don't understand that. Even a creator can be wrong. So, know that. They're not always in the right about everything. But they do get the last say on a lot of things. Sometimes they're not very good at it. So maybe that's one of these moments, is Todd Howard is not very good. Oh, and this was the interesting thing I added. That's like if I made a show on Elder Scrolls about the disappearance of the dwarves, and I decided that instead of the other theories people made about the dwarves, like them teleporting somewhere else or going to some other Daedric Prince plane or whatever of existence or dimension, it's like if I wanted to specifically write that show into my themes that I specifically wanted to do and what I wrote for them, and revealed about them is they went on vacation, all of them, on a distant island, yet undiscovered by anybody else. And the theming was around, you guessed it, procrastination. Do you see why this doesn't always work? Because you gotta realize that the person probably writing the show probably doesn't care about not only the lore or the source material that they're basing this on or adapting. Once again, I've talked about this stuff before, though I didn't go into this kind of detail. Also, Vault-Tec probably shouldn't exist after the war if it is true that they're apparently still existing around after the war, which would be dumb. It would be most likely that not only would their company be obsolete at this point, but they would probably most likely split up into other groups, militaries, corporations, whatever exists, like the Enclave or the Institute or something. I don't know. And then you have to mention characters like the former Vault rep. Why do they not know much about where Vault-Tec is now? I mean, maybe not him, but some other Vault-Tec related person. I don't know. Let's see. Also, I did want to bring up this last point. So, even though Bethesda's Fallout games haven't been that deep, honestly, but they've been deep enough compared to other game shows like Halo show, Resident Evil show, definitely deeper than those, that's for sure. So where most game shows are based on shooty bang video games or something like that, like Halo, unless it's The Witcher, which now The Witcher is probably going downhill, which is mostly based on the books, so I guess you can kind of argue one way or another with that one, though. Though loosely based on now, especially. Then not only why is this show so underwhelming with its kind of story compared to what we've gotten to see with previous Fallout games, with masterful storytelling and storytelling that goes in different directions of the story. That's kind of like if I made a Mass Effect show and I only wanted to go one direction. Look, Mass Effect played part. I only wanted one direction that show goes in. I would love it if they had a multiple choice show, kind of like what they did with Telltale. That would be better for something like Mass Effect. And I'd say the same for Fallout, honestly. But no, we get a straightforward one. And that's not to say there aren't straightforward stories within the universe of Fallout, but this is you have to think about this because this is the first time Fallout is really being adapted by a big company like Amazon into a TV show. So there's a lot of risks you're taking here. They have paid off, but I'm wondering if it's blind paying off rather than people actually giving thought themselves too into this. So I don't know. There are some things where that works, like Godzilla. I think Godzilla can sometimes be a mindless thing you can turn off your brain to, or Fast and Furious is like, okay, that. But this isn't those. This is Fallout. This was a once great role-playing series and demoted to this, so it hurts more. That's why this is probably getting some of the criticism now. And I just watched Mike Burn Fire's video with Zach, and even though he's got some weird things he's talking about, like he has a kind of a conspiracy thing going on in the video at one point, though I don't think it's quite as out there as some conspiracies. I mean, if conspiracies about flat Earth and all, and the Hollow Earth, all that stuff, and the Illuminati and Elvis Presley is alive, and all that stuff exists, and it's probably not too out there, especially when it's just on a fictional series. So I wouldn't say it's too as out there as other things we have seen or known. But yeah, he did not like it, and he brought out a lot of the reasons that people were wondering about why people were mad about the whole Vault-Tec thing, and there we go. And he was also talking about how I guess Vault-Tec was still existing after the war happened, so that's weird if that is true, unless he's mistaken. Unless somebody's mistaken here. Unless I'm mistaken even, then I don't know what else to add or contribute to this. So I just wanted to briefly talk about that. Anyways, I will see you next time. I'm trying to decide what I want to stream today. I need to make some Spider-Man videos. There has not been a whole lot of Spider-Man month this month. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So sorry. But don't worry, I will hit you hard with Spider-Man. It's mostly because I'm running out of games already, because I tried to do Roblox and sadly that has failed for me lately. So I couldn't do it. And then there's also the fact that I don't own PS4 Spider-Man. My friend Dave is the one that did, and that's how I played it. So the only game I have right now is Miles Morales. I don't even own Spider-Man 2 either, so yeah, it's just kind of inconvenient time for Spider-Man stuff. That's kind of why. Other than Fortnite, it's kind of why. I do have one Marvel Lego game, but it is being very picky on when I can play Spider-Man, so I have to figure something out there too. So I'm just losing game options. I wish the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games existed on these platforms. Didn't you wish those were freaking brought over? By the way, can I say at the end of this, please bring the Transformers Cybertron games back? Just want to quickly say that because goddamn, I want those games like remastered. I don't want them remade. I want them remastered. I want what those games originally were, but better, if that's possible. I don't want a Battlefront 1 and 2 situation that we just recently had. I want something good that treats those games with respect. Anyways, that is it, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.